Coast Guard in North Yorkshire is urging people to stay safe after a person was washed off the pier by waves at Staithes Harbour. A call out to the team was made just before midday yesterday. The individual was rescued by members of the public before the Coast Guard arrived and suffered minor injuries. Other people who were present were told to leave the pier because of the weather conditions.
The waves were really crashing over the pier. That was about an hour before high tide, and it would continue to crash for up to an hour and a half after the high tide. They reckon that a wave, 1 cubic metre of wave, weighs approximately a tonne, which is the same to a small car. So with that hitting you, it wouldn't take much to knock you off your feet and into the water. No. Cold water shock is a big factor. That can send your breathing and your heart rate everywhere, all over the place. That is going to stop you from reacting as you would want to, and it's important that you get out of the water as soon as possible.
2 people have been taken to hospital after a collision involving a tractor in a North Yorkshire market town. It happened on Bridge Street in Helmsley shortly before 1 p.m. One person was airlifted to James Cook Hospital in Middlesbrough and another was taken by road. Police have seized knives, weapons and suspected live ammunition after stopping a man in Middlesbrough. A 23-year-old was arrested on suspicion of intent to supply drugs. Officers searched a home and recovered cannabis, cash and military memorabilia. The arrested man has been released on bail while inquiries continue. The North East region has been promised more ambulances after it received the fewest number of new vehicles in a government investment to boost the NHS this winter. The North East Ambulance Service received 9 new ambulances, compared with 107 for the southwest of England. The government says across the region, NHS services are working together to boost capacity. Next tonight, we turn to a woman for whom 2025 has been another momentous year. Anne Ming's daughter Julie was murdered in Billingham in 1989. Anne campaigned to overturn the double jeopardy law so her killer could be brought to justice. This year, that fight became the subject of an ITV drama starring Sheridan Smith, and she met senior politicians in her efforts to improve support for victims' families, and reflected on the past year with Jenny Henry.
While 2025 brought so many highs, Anne started the year once again with a fight when her daughter Julie's killer was recommended for a move to open prison.
That was devastating for us because think about public protection. There was that, and the length of time we had to wait. And then the recommendation came through to go to an open prison. So then we had to apply to Shabana Mahmood, the Justice Minister, to see if she would, overrule it. Because it took a long time to decide. We were thinking it was like negative, but no, she'd really looked into it, and I thought, thank goodness, another Justice Minister with common sense.
The move was stopped, and this positive news set the tone for the rest of the year. Just a few months later, her story reached millions in the form of the ITV drama I Fought the Law, starring Sheridan Smith as Anne.
I'd been asked a few times over the years about doing a drama, and I'd always thought, I didn't think they would do it very good. And then when Hero Productions got in touch, and I said we're going to ask Sheridan Smith to play you, and I thought, well, if anybody can play me, it'll be Sheridan Smith.
So 17 years played out this year on telly in 4 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah,
what was that like to see?
Strange. I sat crying all the way through it. I thought, I can't believe I've gone through all of that and come out at the other end. But I was really pleased with it, and 21 million viewers watched it. And I went on set. She didn't know I was there, Sheridan, and I watched it, and it was exactly the way she was behaving, like with behaviour and her feelings, was exactly what I felt like. I thought she was me.
While all this is going on, you're doing all of your press tours and your interviews and everything, but there's still the real life fight going on. You finally heard that you would be able to meet with the Justice Secretary. How did it feel to finally get that meeting?
It was a good feeling because it was fully clued up on the case. If you get the chance for them to meet, I mean, I'm a northern working class woman, know nothing about laws, but the thing is, common sense should prevail.
Some real achievements for Anne this year, but there's one other thing to celebrate too.
2025 has been a big year for you, but
yeah.
also another milestone, turning 80.
Turning 80.
How are you feeling?
Old. Well, you see, I think when you're doing all these things, you forget how old you are. So, like now, I've got to the age I am when I can sort of like do what I want to do, with me dancing, and I love my line dancing. Just like a pension's little outing and social, like, do what most 80-year-olds do.
Well, whether it's line dancing or calling out politicians in Parliament, Anne Ming, MBE, is one woman that shows no sign of slowing down. Jenny Henry, ITV News.
The father from County Durham says it's a privilege to have been recognised in the King's New Year's Honours List for his humanitarian work clearing landmines. Michael Rain from Concert was awarded an OBE. He's been speaking to Johnny Blair about his remarkable career.
Decades of memories show Michael Rain's work helping to clear landmines and explosives around the world. Royal recognition came as a shock.
I said, it would be a privilege to accept an award, and I was just taken back by it, totally blown away.
Michael started as a clearance diver in the Royal Navy before humanitarian work leading operations took him to countries like Cyprus, Vietnam, Iraq and Somalia. He's also worked for the UN.
It's a team effort. It's one person just can't do it themselves. Clearing land, agricultural land, it could be for development, for roads, schools, hospitals, and it's making the land safe, but also removing the fear factor for the people who are going to use the land afterwards.
He currently works in Cambodia with an organisation that uses trained rats and dogs and their powerful sense of smell to detect mines, among other things.
They're trained to smell TB and spittle. We have programmes in Africa for that. We have rescue rats which go into the buildings and look for people. And then we also have a conservation side of it where the rats are trained to smell like pangolin scales or rhino horns. So yeah, it's a very innovative organisation.
I was really taken aback at first, and then I just really felt so happy for him to be recognised in this way, and all the hard work that's gone into it. It's just so well deserved. So I'm just really, really happy for him.
I feel privileged to have actually, had the opportunity to go out there and do the work I've done. But none of this would have been possible without me, family and their support.
Michael's crucial work continues again soon, though a trip to London awaits to formally accept his OBE. Johnny Blair, ITV News.
Congratulations to Michael. Time now to catch up with the sport.
Powering local sport in the community, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
Newcastle ended 2025 with a much-needed away win at Burnley last night. The 3-1 victory was only the Magpies' second away win this season. Tom Barton reports.
It didn't take long. In fact, it was just 65 seconds from kick-off to the first goal. Joe Linton hooking it in to secure his first Premiership goal of the season and giving Newcastle an early lead. It didn't take long for a second either. A goalmouth scramble, a controversial shove, a VAR decision in the Magpies' favour, and Vita saw Newcastle 2-0 up inside 7 minutes. But Burnley's Josh Laurent put the home side back in contention, with the visitors starting to look vulnerable. The deal was sealed, though, with an injury time error from the Burnley keeper, combined with a long-distance strike from Bruno Guimaraes, giving the Magpies a 3-1 victory.
Massive win for us. We knew the importance of today. It was a really good start from the lads, a massive sort of boost for us to score 2 goals so early in the game. Then we made it difficult for ourselves, in my opinion. We lost a little bit of control in midfield, and yeah, it was a difficult period till half-time.
We could have to control more the first half. After the second goal, I think we lost control a little bit. But we showed a great character to defend our goal really well, to manage the game and score at the end. It was a great feeling.
The year ending on the up, and with hopes that 2026 could bring with it a change to Newcastle's form away from home. Tom Barton, ITV News.
Meanwhile, Sunderland are gearing up for a New Year's Day fixture against Manchester City. City will visit the Stadium of Light as firm favourites, having won all their last 5 games and beaten the Black Cats 3-0 at their last meeting at the Etihad Stadium earlier this month. Sunderland are hoping the home crowd will give them the boost they need.
It's a question of belief and energy as well, because I think we have a really good energy at home with our fans. This connection with the stands and the crowd influence the game. It's really clear. So it's one more strength for us, and we have to use it when it's possible.
2.5 years after it was put up for sale, Hartlepool United have announced they've been taken over by an American investor. Pools, who won away last night at Rochdale, are now under the ownership of Landon Smith, the co-founder of a US real estate company. Departing owner Raj Singh says he believes he's left the club in a better place than he found it. Mr. Smith hopes to take Hartlepool back into the Football League. Now, as we approach the new year, the Archbishop of York has called for peace and prosperity for all. Stephen Cottrell says his thoughts are with people struggling with the cost of living, and especially children who go hungry. He's calling for communities to unite and support one another in 2026.
There's much that I hope for this new year, especially for those who feel left behind in our society or excluded. I believe this is the responsibility of all of us. If we have influence and agency, if we have resources, we must think, how can we share those and use those?
And with just hours to go until the start of 2026, a brand new event to ring in the new year on Newcastle's quayside will be getting underway shortly. It's called Hawaiimanei and is inspired by Edinburgh's celebrations. The sold-out event features live music, food stalls, bars, all leading up to a firework display at midnight.
A couple of years ago we had really high demand that people wanted us to bring fireworks back. But we didn't want to just do a plain old fireworks display, if you like. We wanted to build something around it and try and create something new for the city, a new style of celebration. So we came up with the idea of doing Hawaiimanei, which is like, you know, a Geordie play on Hogmanay, obviously.
And there's also a 5K event which is taking place around the Civic Centre, so whatever you're doing, enjoy. But in the meantime, that's just about it from the team here this New Year's Eve. Thank you for your company this evening and throughout 2025. The weather forecast is coming up in a moment, and we are back on Friday. In the meantime, have a very happy New Year. Bye-bye.